You might notice about there's somebody videoing. It's videoing me, not you. So if anyone has any objection to, I might do some demonstration with somebody later on. If you don't particularly want to be on a film, then don't come up and sit on the chair, basically, or just mention it to me. And this isn't a film where we're going to plaster all over the place and say, "Oh, look at all these funny people." No, there's no chickens involved or dancing on stage or anything. It really is. Well, the reason I'm filming it really is because I've been asked to deliver a conference like this to an American training company who teach hypnotherapists. They've asked me to do that, so this is a good way to be able to do it for them as well. Okay, so description of anxiety. Anxiety really is, doesn't really mean anything, somebody made it up, wrote lots of words, and it really is an unhelpful term, in my opinion, and what I've seen over the years doesn't help anybody. What it does help actually is doctors and GPs, because they can now have some kind of clarity, some understanding as to what this person might be suffering with. So, they have increased heart rate, palpitations, maybe panic, and all this type of stuff. So it really is maybe useful for the doctor, but very unuseful and unhelpful for the person who's sitting there being told now they have anxiety. Okay, the word, if we break it apart, comes from anxious, the Latin, and it means feelings, describes feelings of being anxious, nervous, fearful, frightened, afraid, panicked, out of control, overwhelmed. That's what it means. It's a word to describe that feeling that people have inside their body in response to things outside, usually. Okay. Now, like I said, the term really doesn't help the general public. In fact, it's sometimes damaging and worse, in my opinion, and gives them something else to worry about now. Now I've got anxiety, and I've got all of this going on. Okay, so I'm just going to mention briefly who do I think this affects? Well, pretty much everybody. The people that are suffering with it now have feelings of the things I described. I limit myself. I can't go and walk in the woods with my dog. I used to be able to do. I can't confront or engage properly at work because I'm fearful now of the person or the authority figure. Or there's all kinds of fears that we feel, that people feel. I call it nervousness. Really, you'll find, I'll describe this a bit more fully, that nervousness really is an excitement of your nervous system. That's what actually is happening. Okay, you have a nervous system. We'll talk about that a bit later. And nervousness really is an excitement of that system. So I'd rather call the word excitement. It's the same sort of feeling anyway. It depends on how you perceive what's going on to what you feel. So people are affected hugely by it. In fact, children, if you look at the statistics now in the NHS and childline and places, they report twice the amount of cases in last year to the year before. This is a childline study they did. So 6,000 children they helped, 12,000 children the year later, which is just last year. It's really gripping our culture, this fear. And I help children and adults with it as well. Doctors are struggling with this. Has anyone been to, well, I won't ask you, but people go to the doctors and say, I have anxiety or I'm scared, I'm fearful. And really the doctor, they're all helpful people. I know doctors, I work with them a lot, they send me lots of people, and I have lots of friends who are doctors, and most of them are there to help. They're there to help you, but the way that they're trained doesn't help them to deal with things like this. It's it's called allopathic, it's pharmaceutical, drugs are the answer to most of the problems. There's a BBC documentary that was on not that long ago, about the doctor who was trying to give up drugs. Anybody see that? Okay, and he really found that when he went into the doctor's surgery and the GP surgery and sat with that doctor seeing patients all day, the 40 people that he saw in the day, 39 prescriptions were written out. And it's not all because of the doctor, it's also because of the expectation that the person has. The doctor struggles with that. I walk into the doctor's office and the only thing on my mind, I don't care what he's going to say to me, I just want that drug, okay? I just want that Valium to help me with the plane. I'm fearful of flying. I want the Valium. I don't care what else he's going to say. You can just give me the Valium and I'll walk out. That's save me 10 minutes and get on with somebody else. That's how they think, some people, because the fear is so strong in them. So the doctor has that to deal with. He doesn't want to give the drugs. Most of the doctors these days don't want to give out drugs all the time. So So they're dealing with the other person's expectation, the general public's expectation, which is a struggle for them as well. They also have 10-minute slot, generally. You have that, the guy's got 10 minutes, or the lady, to build a rapport with you, welcome you in, identify, diagnose what he thinks is going on here, what the problem is, prescribe some drugs generally, and now send you on your way with the things to do in the future, and to write up orders notes for that case, which are recordable and then auditable in the future. For 10 minutes. It's ridiculous, really, for the guy or the lady. The doctors have another overwhelming struggle with that. So it's affecting everybody, it's gripping the culture, really, which is a shame. Because the bottom line of all of this is it's all coming from within inside of ourselves anyway. This power of the human mind that people talk about, this is it. Okay? This feeling of anxiety, this overwhelming feeling that people experience, is my own self working against myself for some reason, okay? Which is misunderstood. We'll talk about that in a sec. So the labels we've talked about, they don't help in my opinion. How many labels are there? Does anybody, general anxiety disorder, social anxiety disorder, anxiety-induced depression. What does that even mean? Anxiety-induced depression means I'm scared, so I feel low. Okay? Well, let's speak in what people understand then. I'm scared, I feel low. Okay, that's anxiety-induced depression, but because we don't understand, because the NHS, not just the NHS, I like the NHS, although, as a medical profession, we don't understand. They don't understand anxiety, okay? So now we have to give it, the conscious mind can't cope with that. We can't cope with the lack of understanding. It has to understand, otherwise I feel out of control. So now I have to put a label on this, so I can, at least I understand it now, okay? They've got anxiety, it's okay. They've got anxiety, there's some drugs. Or even for the person, it's okay now, because at least I know about anxiety, okay? Because otherwise I'm suffering with all these feelings, I don't know why they're happening. It's very confusing, very out of control, okay? But I have anxiety stuff, it's okay, it makes sense now, okay? Well, there's a huge amount of labels on there. Look at the list of phobias. Anybody looked at it lately? It's over 100 on the internet. They don't even tell you how many there are, because I don't think anybody knows. Top 100 it says. Emetophobia. All these fear of being sick. Let's just say I'm scared when I see someone, feel myself, feeling these symptoms of being sick. It makes more sense, doesn't it? Emetophobia, what does that mean? Okay. And phobia really is an acute fear, and that is usually specified to a situation, to a person, a group of people, or how I feel in a situation. The labels, in my opinion, don't help at all, so I try not to speak in them apart from to ridicule them. No, that's a joke. Just to really explain them more and unpack them a bit more, so we can actually understand what's going on when we speak about them. Okay, that's okay. Like that. We'll come up again in a minute. Okay, so is it normal, these feelings that we feel in response to all of the things that the NHS website even tells you it's normal to feel anxiety if you're going to have an exam, or if you're going to have a job interview, or if you have some other situation now, it's normal for you to feel anxiety. That's what it says on the website. Ridiculous. Is somebody in there with an AK-47 waiting to kill you? I don't think so. Hope not, unless you're going to volunteer for ISIS. Maybe they'll have one. But, generally these exams, it's a test. It's a series of questions I have to answer that now demonstrate my knowledge. Okay? I'm developing fear about it. Why? It's not the fear of the exam. The exam just sits there. Same as the plane, it just sits there. The fear is of people's opinion, fear of criticism, fear of rejection, fear of failure, okay? Fear of poverty, fear of death, fear that I'm losing control. So all the fears, now I stick them on these things, on these situations. But if you look deeper into them, they're nothing to do with the exam. They're nothing to do with the result of the exam. If I don't perform very well in this job interview, now they're going to think badly of me. They're going to think that I'm very good, or that I'm good enough, or whatever it is. Okay. So the fear really, it is abnormal. It is not normal for us to sit, in my opinion, for an exam and now So I can run. So, but the feeling really is inappropriate. It's an inappropriate use of fear, okay, in these situations, exams, interviews, people situations. I can't confront the boss, so I become the people pleaser. I'm the one now who does everything. I have to, I take the responsibility that's not even mine. I work for somebody who owns a company, it's his company, and I work all night long, and I feel really guilty if I haven't done it, etc., etc. Well, there's something wrong with that. Okay? It's not your company, you're not earning all the profits for it, so you've gone home and you've stopped being paid, it's time to stop. Okay. Fear of failure is huge with people, okay? And we might have felt it themselves, most people, unfortunately in society these days, in Western society anyway, have this fear of failure, some kind of fear that I'm not going to perform as well as I could. But if you look at the failures, the real failures, the successful people, they're failures, bigger failures than any of us. You could Richard Branson and anyone you could pick, Alan Sugar, all these people who have made it in the financial world, and other successful people in different ways, they've all failed. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of times sometimes. And the difference with them is, they don't fear that, okay? They look at that and they think, okay, that was, what can I learn from that? It didn't go as planned. What went wrong? This, that, okay, I can take something from that and then leave that behind now and move forward with more information. I have more in my mind, I'm armed with more now because I can move forward with new learning, new understanding from that experience I had. Okay? That's how they think. We get up and go again. And every successful person, when they get to that success, it's because they've kept going, that's why. Doesn't mean they haven't felt any fear, doesn't mean they haven't needed to be brave in certain situations. Some of the bravest people in the world will have fear inside them, they'll continue despite the fear. Because the fear is really an excitement in my nervous system is coming out, it's going, my imagination is running wild with it. I'll talk about imagination a little bit more in a second. And the evidence for all of this is young children. If you look at young children, when they're young enough that they haven't been tainted too much by people, even dogs, guilt, talk about some of these emotions, guilt is a human condition. Okay? Apart from dogs. You see dogs when they look down, they know they've done something wrong like that. They know that they're in the corner, sulking too, said, oh, it's okay. We've taught them that. We've taught dogs how to feel guilty, more than us. Because they live so close to us. But animals, children don't feel these feelings of guilt. So young children, some of you may have them, I've had them when they're growing up. I recall my son running out of the shower in a public swimming pool with no clothes on, going, hey, look at me! How wonderful! How wonderful that is to feel so free and liberated of social pressures that people pick up over the years, that they learn. They learn these things, they learn to feel these things. I'm not saying we should all run around naked. There must be some kind of rule. Okay, so children don't have this. They're not born with it. We're not born with it. None of us are born with anxiety or fear in our minds, often potentially some fear of loud noises or falling, which some people will argue is present in everybody when they're first born. Well, who knows? Been in there for a long while. However, the normal fears that people call them normal now that we subscribe to, are not. We're not born with these things. Because if you were, you wouldn't be able to walk, you wouldn't be able to talk, you wouldn't be able to do all the things that you've managed to learn, because you'd have given up when somebody laughed, when we formed the word and we made a mistake, which we do frequently when we're learning about vocabulary and learning to copy people. We mess the words up a lot, don't we? Young children say, my son used to call himself Uti instead of Edward, it was very amusing. He didn't stop, he didn't think, oh, he's laughing, better fear that, I better stop doing that because he's judging me now and he's thinking I'm not very good at this. So maybe I'm not, okay, I better stop. Now I'll walk around saying, oh, I'm not. Okay. We don't do that, we continue, same with walking. I'll fall over, I'll land this gift that we have, with courage, willpower, determination, belief in ourselves is what we're all born with, okay, as young children. But there's the evidence for you that this is learning that we have. Society has learned, okay, to fear, to limit themselves. Okay. So you can ask questions as I'm going along, because otherwise I'll just talk to you for 3 hours and then you'll all go, I was just going to have something to start. So if you've got any questions, please speak up to me. Don't have to be fearful, we're in an anxiety workshop, it's fine. And if there's not, then fine. And I'll try and deal with them as we go along, so you don't have anything huge at the end. If there's a question you can ask me in the break or at the end, then that's fine as well. Anyone want to ask anything at the moment?